Dieppe. On August the 18th, 1942, we were learning how to shoot Bren and Vickers machine guns at Fairbright. The range was on the cliff facing out to sea. Our instructors were from the Brigade of Guards. We stood at ease while a Grenadier Guards sergeant told us the intricacies of the Vickers 303 water-cooled machine gun. "I'll first teach you which is the safe end and which is the naughty end. Next, I will show you how to load, point, and fire the weapon. Following this, I will dismantle the gun and reassemble it. It's not difficult. I have a 3-year-old daughter at home who does it in 6 minutes. Anyone here fired one before?" I had, but I wasn't going to fall into that trap. Never volunteer for anything in the army. So the day started. It was worth it just to hear the military repartee. "What's the matter with you, man? Pointing that bloody gun at the target? I've seen a blind cripple hunchback shoot straighter than that. Don't close your eyes when you pull the trigger. Remember, Mummy wants you to grow up a brave little soldier, didn't she? You're firing into the ground, man. We're supposed to shoot Germans, not bloody worms. Steady, steady. You're touching the trigger. Squeeze it slowly, like a bird's tits. Left-handed, are you? Well, I'm sorry we can't have a weapon built for you. You'll have to learn to be right-handed for the duration." Then to little Flash Gordon, who got in a hopeless mess trying to load the Bren. No, son. Tell you what, you go and stand behind the trees and say the Lord's Prayer and ask me to tell you to stop wasting my bloody time. The day was alive with these sayings. It all ended badly for me. As we climbed onto the 3-tonner to go back to billet, Driver Jenkins slammed the tailboard on my right hand. It came up like a balloon. I don't mind saying I was cross-eyed with agony. They took me to Hastings to St. Helens Hospital to have it x-rayed. I had no broken bones. They bandaged the hand up and put my arm in a sling. What a bloody hang-up. I was going on leave the next day. By now, my father had rejoined the army as captain in the RAOC. The family were living at Linden House, Orchard Way, Reigate. I arrived home after dark, having had difficulty getting a lift from the station. My mother and father were not given to drinking in pubs, so after dinner I went to the Bell by myself. The Bell stood at the crossroads near our house. Of course, this was the day of the raid on Dieppe and its heroic failure. It was in the papers and on the radio. Some of the battery trucks had been commandeered to pick up some of the survivors at Peacehaven. Lance Bombardier Lees drove one truck and told me of seeing the survivors come home. They were all silent, their faces painted black. They came ashore with hardly a word. Some of the badly wounded had died on the way back. What can anyone say? Anyhow, that evening when I walked into the pub with my hand all in new white bandages, I was on to free drinks for the night. An elderly, dignified man came across and said to me, "Would you care to have a drink with me and my friends?" I said yes, and seeing it was free, I had a scotch. After a few words of conversation, the elderly man said, "What was it like, son?" "What was what like?" I said. "Oh, come on, son. No need to be modest." "I see, I don't know what you mean." The elderly man winked at his friends and nodded approvingly towards me. Then it hit me. Dieppe. Had I been to Dieppe? If I said no, the chance of a lifetime to drink free all night would be thrown away. Yes, I had been to Dieppe. A double whiskey, please. Yes. We went in and, cheers. I was in the last wave. Oh, yes, another whiskey, please. Anyhow, I crawled towards this pillar box. Well, all right, a brandy then, and... That night my mother put me to bed. For 2 hours I'd been a hero, something I'd never been before and would never be again.